Hi guys, this is Carol. Welcome back to my channel. And if you haven't done so just yet, please like and subscribe and please share with a friend. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It's Carol, and I'm back with another episode of me doing my nails at home. So, the last set I brought to you guys was my birthday set, which I absolutely love. They were really long and they were stilettos, so I had to cut them down really short to go back to work. So here it is. It's Labor Day weekend, and I ordered, today's what, Thursday. So Thursday before Labor Day weekend, and I'm prepping to do another long set. So I am using my e-file at a 3000 RPMs, and I just recently soaked my nails off. So you might see some residue on my finger from that soaking my nails off, the birthday nails off. But right now I'm just prepping the surface of my nail very, very gently, 3000 RPMs, to remove any surface oils, which I doubt we had surface oils because I soaked in acetone, but that's what I'm doing. If you're not comfortable with this process just yet, you can use a hand file and gently buff the surface oils off. If you notice, I just changed the RPMs to 5000 RPMs, and that's because this is a older e-file I'm using, and the power at 3 really wasn't doing much. I am taking down a little bit of the free edge, and I'm using an 80 grit sanding band to do that. And on this video, I was having a hard time. I was using my KDS nail glue, but for some reason, it was taking a long time for the nail to adhere to the enhancement to adhere to my nail. So I did that part offline. I hope you guys don't mind. I did that part offline because it would have taken too much time on a video for me to be fooling around with the nail glue. And I didn't have a hurry up spray at home, so it was just, time consuming. Anyways, I am gently filing away, making sure that the nail is flush to, the enhancement is flush to my natural nail. I didn't spend too much time doing that because they were pretty much flush. And of course, you can do that with a hand file or your e-file. Today, I'll be using the CND monomer, and I will be using the Young Nail Protein Bond. And guys, when I use Protein Bond, it is recommended that by the manufacturer that you do 2 coats. So if you're serious about your nails not lifting, you would put 2 coats down. As well as, I did not show you the both coats going down, but believe me, I did. And I don't think I did the opposite hand, did I? Yeah, okay, so I did the opposite hand, but you're only going to see 1 coat. But if you're serious about it, you'll put 2. And I did put 2 coats down. Just like so. Oh, I guess I did show you. Never mind. Just carry on with putting 2. And guys, let me tell you, when you put the first one down, when you go back to put the second one, you should actually feel a little bit sticky, right? It's like double-sided sticky tape, but it's something you can actually feel. And when you use other brands, you would actually see possibly a dehydration of the nail when you put the primer down. With the Young nails, you can feel a sticky layer there. So it's you can trust the process. I would be using Entourage Nail Gallery Clear to put down a thin clear layer just like so. And this is because y'all know I'm not going to be wearing these nails this length for very long. So I need to be able to get back down to the clear layer and continue working. Whether I want to change the color of the powder or I'm adding glitter or something, I want to go down to be able to go down to the clear and be able to work from there and not having to soak the nails off altogether. Keep your side walls, your lateral folds clean. Keep your brush clean. Today I am using some cheapo paper towel my husband bought. Um, I love the man, but he doesn't understand wiping my brush on my paper towel. So sometimes he would sneak past me the cheap paper towel. I love him still. I'm keeping him. He may not be able to buy paper towel, but I will keep him. Yeah, so I'm joking, guys, but I'm saying all of that to say that you really need to use the good stuff if you want your performance to be high, right? So I prefer the shop cloth, which you find at the mechanic shop, the blue ones, or I like the what's that brand I like? I can't think of it right now. I can see it in my head and I can't say it. I would leave it in the description box when I remember, guys. I'm just drawing a brain freeze. But I really do like the shop cloth. I would use that more often than not. Alrighty. So for the most part, I will not be showing both left and right hand until the very end when I do the reveal. So I would fill in both hands with a clear. And here I am using Nude Panther by Not Polish. I absolutely love that. So you can see I use it a lot. It's half used up. So I pick up a bead, and because the back is already filled in with the clear, not completely, but there's already product there, I start just in the beginning of where the clear is at, and that's pretty much where the nails join together. And that's where I put my first bead down. And guys, I tend to put my bead down quickly. You might want to hold them a little bit longer because they could tend to be still developing. You want them to sort of like semi-start drying. It works for me, but if you start putting them down too soon, you might find that it's a little bit runny and uncontrollable if you're just learning. But it's a good practice to really hold it on your brush for about 3 seconds before you attempt to put it down. There's no need to do it like I do, like Speedy Gonzalez. So I did hold the back one just a little bit longer. I could have hold it a little bit longer. And you see where I'm having to clean the side wall right in here? Chances are if your bead is not moving, it would not drip into the side walls for you to have to clean it up. So please, I'm always running to do something, and while I'm doing something, I'm thinking about doing something else. So I tend to not hold my beads long enough, but let me know how long do you hold yours for, because what end up happening is you have to clean the sidewalls. And Cleaning the sidewalls is a must because you kind of want to form the product into the lateral fold nicely. But in my case, I'm not just doing that. I'm cleaning the sidewalls because I'm having spillage, right? So I'm just bringing that to your attention. Uh, I don't want to say do as I say, not as I do, but I want you to work better than I do. All right, and I'm gonna just put a little bit of hidden pleasure in it because the nude panther was a little bit nudie for me, and I wanted this to be just a plain and simple set, but I kind of wanted just a little bit of, I guess, artwork on it, if you want to call it that. Just a little bit to enhance the nude. And the nude panther and the hidden pleasures, they pretty much, it's the hidden pleasures is a little gold dusty type of nude, so they kind of complement each other. And then I'm just going to encapsulate that with some clear. And then if you take your time to sort of shape the nails properly right now, then you have a little less shaping to do. When the time to hand file and e-file comes along. As you all know, my hands are good for going off screen, but I did so much better than I did on the last one. I couldn't even post the last video. Okay, so this one I think I went in with purely hidden pleasure. And like I said, today is Thursday before Labor Day weekend. I believe Labor Day weekend, Monday would be actually the celebration of Labor Day. And I don't really have any plans in mind to go anywhere, but just in case, um, I wanted to take care of me first before I take care of everybody else. Now, this particular nail, I end up having to work it a lot. I am not sure why I was having so much difficulty with this nail. Um, After I was finished with it, did the top coat and everything, and did the reveal, I actually went back and took that hump out in the back that you're seeing on that nail. But because I'm not going to be wearing it for long, it wasn't really a big of a deal. You guys see, I'm still looking at it. It looks kind of wonky. What's wrong with it? I probably should have taken it off altogether and start over, but I was just like, I am so not doing that. Um, it's not my favorite shape. I do wear the straight nails because I need to have the skills for when somebody comes in and asks for them. But for me, y'all know stilettos is what my go-to nails, stilettos or coffins. And I still don't do coffins as often as I would do stilettos. But it's a good coffin is a beautiful set of nails. Once again, we're filling in that first bead with a nail enhancement and my natural nail meat. And here I'm trying to, just let the bead sit for a second, even though I didn't hold it long enough. I'm trying to make sure that it's semi beginning to dry before I start working it. Also, the lighter the powders, the less pigment that is in the powder, it's more pliable. So it needs to be held on the brush just a little bit longer. I'm laughing at myself, guys, because I'm telling y'all what to do, but I'm not practicing what I preach. Well, I'm not telling y'all what to do. I'm just sharing what I'm doing for me. How about that? See, I'm paying attention to the lateral fold. And on this nail, I actually started getting comfortable with what I'm doing on me. And I'm, pressing the brush down a little bit to smooth that nail out so that I don't have to hand file or e-file that hard. If you can get the nails down smooth right here, or as smooth as possible, it's less work then. So I cleaned my brush off. I picked up another bead and I am putting it down. I probably should have put that one just a little bit further back. And this is the hidden pleasures I'm putting towards the front. And once again, once you're using the lighter powders, you really need to hold it for a second. It's not going to dry that quickly. So you need to hold it for a little bit so that it starts developing on your brush and would release completely without being wet, too wet. I'm putting a reverse bead towards the front. And as you guys know, when I put a reverse bead down, I'm doing that simply to build the thickness up on the front. And then I'm just gently pulling it back. I can't wait to get my shop cloth back. I'm actually going to go out and get some today. My napkin is completely wet at this point, and it's not sucking. The napkin is wet, but it's still leaving too much monomer in the brush. Look, I'm going to have to do another video now just to correct my actions of not holding the bead for more than 3 seconds. A minimum of 3 seconds. So on my next video, we will talk a lot about holding the beads. I need a remedial training class. I'm putting a bead down, leaving enough space in the back at the cuticle so that I can push the product up without touching the cuticle, without flooding the cuticle. And I'm putting some hidden pleasure to the front of the nude Panther, just so that it has a little movement of the eyes when you look at it. Do you guys have any plans for the Labor Day weekend? Are you back to school? Is your kids going back to school? I don't have any kids, so I just like the barbecues, the cookouts. Labor Day weekend, I don't have the school shopping and the school bus and the lunch lady issues. I would be what you would call, I don't want to say that. But anyways, I don't have any kids, so I don't have to do the back to school stuff. So those of you who are in back to school mode right now, first day back to school, hope your kids get off back to school well. Um, Mummies and daddies are not too emotional putting their babies on the school bus, whether it's for the first time, second, or the last time. I used to go visit my sisters when her kids were going off to school and see my nephews go off to school, and my nephews were so excited to go, and I would be boo-hooing. And they're not even my kids, y'all. They're not even my kids. So I know what that feels like from an auntie's point of view. I could only imagine what parents feel like sending their kids off to school. But hopefully the kids have a great school year, and you parents let the kids go off and do all the awesome stuff that they need to do in school, whether it's academic or athletic, and that they become the best little humans that they can be. That's my wish for the school year. I guess I could have cut some of that off the channel stuff right here, but there was some value to. So what's happening here, guys? I started focusing on really holding the bead, right? And if you notice how smooth that nail went down, and so if I'm focusing on the nail, then I stop focusing on where my hands is in proportion to the camera. All right, so that's what's happening there. And so now I'm just encapsulating the thumb, and I'm actually really impressed with the way it went down. Once I started really telling myself, there's no need to rush here. Just take your time. But really, guys, I went into this nail set not without really thinking about doing it. I didn't think about the shape. I didn't think about the products I was using. And so I was a little bit anxious doing it. Yes, pull your hand back. I was a little bit anxious because I'm not sure what I'm doing. I didn't plan this set, so yes, you see how smooth that one went down? So moving right along, I'm going to start working on cleaning up the sidewalls, the cuticles, making sure I can see where the nail enhancement is, my natural nail, and the cuticle and the sidewalls. I need to be able to see everything clearly. This is a guarantee that you have sealed the nails properly and that you can ensure that this set is probably not going to lift. All right, I'm straightening up the sides because it is a straight set, so you really want to be straight on from the side walls. And here my nails there was so much power on the E-file and my nail wasn't supporting. So you would see the E-file jump a little bit. You want to have an anchor finger somewhere. And right here, I am using a safety bit. I'm taking the bulk of the rounding off back here with the safety bit. So I was going to be hanging out at the cuticle a little bit. And you all know I was working this particular nail. You know, it kind of looked a little bit wonky when it went down. So I'm looking to see what I can do to retrofit it. And so I chose to use a safety bit, but at some point you would see me switch out for a tornado. Whenever I have to hang out at the cuticle a little bit, I would probably use a safety because of the rounded dome on the end. Yes. I'm taking out the curvature on the top. I find that on this particular nail shape, if you can straighten the nail from the tip, from the front, the sides, as well as on top, you get a better shape of the nail. And I'm pulling up that little lip on the side, straightening it out. You can choose to use a hand file to do that. I like to take the bulk out first and then go back with a hand file, right? Also, I am still suffering an injury, rotator cuff. I have an MRI tomorrow of my right shoulder after I fell out of a tree. So hand filing is really keeping me from doing a whole bunch of nails. So if I can do it with the E-file and do less hand filing right now, it works for me. Inspect them to see that you're having the same shape of all the nails. You kind of want to clone them as you go along. I'm looking at it from all angles. And you can see I'm really removing some product from the back. And I'm going down and across on the top of the nail. And now I'm going to do that on all 10 nails, even though you are only going to be privileged to 5. Yes, I need to anchor my nail down. And right here, I'm just trying to take that rounding out of the top of the nail. So here is where I went in with the tornado bit, and really what I want is that cone shape at the front to really get into the cuticle area now that I have the space to work there and really seal it down. In the beginning, when this bit was just becoming popular, um, I wasn't comfortable with working with it because I didn't understand how the bit worked. But now I absolutely will not finish a set. I don't care what shape it is without one. So if you are challenged by using this bit, I will encourage you to continue practicing. Continue practicing to use it. It's a beautiful bit. All in one. Right here, pinch and expand the video and see me get it in that cuticle. We want to see everything. Enhancement, natural nail cuticle sidewalls. I am really working that rounding. I don't want it to be round. I want it to be square. You see how I'm using my pinky finger to anchor for stability. And I use it in several different ways. I could use it against the actual enhancement, against my finger like you see me doing right here. Almost as if I'm giving my hand a little handshake with my pinky. So I'm using it underneath the nail, at the tip of the nail, at the side of the nail. So wherever it's necessary for you to anchor the nail down. Yes, I can see the sealing of the nail on all of them. Now there's a tool I don't have it just yet, but I know Zule uses one when she's doing the sides of the nails to make sure they are straight and flat. I need to invest in one of those. It's like a disc because she can get her nails really, really straight. So I should go out to the nail beauty supply store and see if they have one that I don't have to wait for it in the mail. Y'all see me still working this index finger. Okay, so right here, I'm just going in with my hand file, and I'm just making sure that the nail is straight front all the way to the back. And there is, on the straight nails, when you put them down, they can have a little hang down. I am using the hand file to make sure that I straighten that hang. That does not give you like a straight nail. Y'all know what time it is. It's time to buff it out, smooth it out, and put your top coat on or your designs, whatever you're going to do. In this case, we just put in top coat on, but I am buffing with the buffer at the cuticle, the length of the nail, the sides, and underneath. And then I flip it to the middle side. I go over the top with it. And then I individually, I'm going to go down each nail. Yes. Yes. And now I just saw a little something that was stuck, and I'm just going to go. If you pinch and expand it, you're going to just see a little piece of acrylic, and I just wanted to go in there and remove that. Yep, that was it. Don't be afraid to go back and clean up your work. I'm going to be using the Valentino cuticle oil at this point. It does two things. It starts to rehydrate your nail, your cuticles. I apologize for that. Rehydrate the cuticles, but it's the first opportunity for me to see whether or not the nails are properly sealed. You know, when you put your top coat on for the first time, it brightens the nail. It does a little bit of that so you can make sure that your nails are properly sealed. I'm going in with I believe this is eye gel top coat, and got a little glump of something on my nail. Yeah, let's get that out of there. Semi-gelled gel. Yeah, so I'm putting on a clear top coat, and that's it. No designs, no nothing. Just a very basic set. And I'm going to do this on all 5 nails because at this point, my right hand isn't done just yet. I still have to go back in hand file, e-file, buff, and apply a top coat to it. But like I said, I didn't want this video to be that long. And so I did the right hand off camera. Alrighty, so here we go. This is what it looked like, finished, and the unfinished hand. All right, you can see the difference where the right hand needs to have some work and the left hand is shiny. And I'm putting some cuticle oil just to make sure that those nails are nice and hydrated. So here I am doing the same thing on the opposite hand. And this video is coming to an end pretty soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this very basic set, and I'll be wearing it for the Labor Day weekend. And then I'll be back with me cutting them down, retrofitting them, so that you can see it is quite possible to retrofit your nails to something else. Alrighty, guys, I had so much fun doing this set, sharing it with you guys. I am gonna go out and get some shop cloths, so by the time you guys see me next time, I would have some shop cloth. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Back to school. See you next time.